On News 12 and the daytime edition, we're talking about keeping those New Year's resolutions. I know you've just started them, but it's very important to have a plan ready to go. And some inspiration as well, and that's why we're talking to a motivational speaker who's going to tell us the secret of keeping those resolutions. You won't want to miss that. We'll be right back.
Time of year, folks, when we make resolutions and then often break them. Here to tell us how we can actually keep those resolutions and has one good suggestion for a New Year's resolution this year. That's Ovation's author, public speaking coach. You're also the author of All the Worlds of Podium. I'm talking to Matthew Cossolotto. Welcome to our show.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. You. Oh, well, very nice way to begin. Happy New You. And you've got a great resolution suggestion for us all, right?
Well, one of the things I suggest is don't call it a resolution because it's such a big word and people don't really pay a lot of attention. They sort of forget the resolution. Call it a promise. Make a promise that you're going to do one or two things this year.
Okay, promise to yourself, and we're talking about public speaking.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think one of the most important, if you want to get better in your career, make some more progress, make some success happen for yourself, get better at public speaking. I
like what you said, public speaking. If you become a good public speaker, it not only helps you in your career, but it helps your overall confidence, and that helps you in every aspect of your life.
It does. It's a confidence booster.
Yeah.
And one of the great examples of someone who who was not good at public speaking, actually had stage fright, is Warren Buffett. Now, I can't promise that you're going to become a billionaire.
A gazillionaire.
Or a gazillionaire if you get better at public speaking. But he had stage fright in his early 20s, early in his career. He took a public speaking class. He knew he had to get better at that.
Yeah.
And I think people can get a lot better as a leader in their organizations, a leader in the community, build self-confidence if they get better, more comfortable at public speaking.
Right, right. Well, it's something you work quite a bit with local professionals on. You work with some of the local companies and leaders here in our region. And you've got some tips you brought with us. Actually, 5 tips on how to become a better public speaker in 08. Let's start with the first one.
Well, I want to spread podium power to the people.
Okay.
I want to make people get real comfortable about this. So the first one is there's no such thing as public speaking. There's no such thing. That's a good mindset shift. Just treat it as if you're having a conversation like we're having now.
All right.
And the really good speakers have a conversation with the audience.
Okay, so it's just speaking.
It's just speaking.
Okay.
And we do that all the time, so let's be comfortable with it.
And that goes right along with your next one. Speak to one person at a time.
And you can only speak to one person at a time. It's physically impossible to speak to a whole audience. You follow your eyes. Speak to one person at a time. That lowers the threat level if you're speaking to one person at a time.
Right, and it seems to work. Also, don't be content with content.
Don't be content with content. It's great to have wonderful content, but don't be content with that. Make connection. Be authentic. Show passion. It's not about the content all the time. It's part of it. It's an important part of it, but go beyond that. Sort of like a value-added approach. Make connection. Make sure that you connect well. A great example right now in the presidential race is Mike Huckabee. He's from nowhere. Now he's one of the leading contenders because he connects so well and he has so much great authenticity.
So write your speech and then go back through it and make sure you're confident with how you deliver
Confident and make the connections. You've got to be present with the audience.
Now, I like your other point. The audience supports you. What does that mean?
It's amazing that people think that the audience might be hostile.
Yeah.
But 99% of the time, the audience wants you to do well. So go with the attitude that the audience supports you, and you're going to feel much more confident.
Well, I think you can bring yourself down, can't you, in a lot of situations, and have that negative, inward audience when, if you think about it positively and think they're supporting you, you actually end up doing a lot better.
Well, I talk about making the shift from self-consciousness to support consciousness.
Yeah, okay.
And that's a huge shift. If you become support conscious, you're going to be much more yourself and much more confident.
Think positively. It works.
Right.
And your final point is make sure the real you shows up.
That the real you is, your personality, your comfort level, as if you're talking to your best friend. If you can bring that person to the podium, the platform, the stage, that's why I say all the world's a podium. Like Shakespeare says, all the world's a stage. All the world's a podium. We speak all the time. So make sure the real you shows up, and you'll be much better, much more confident, much more engaging to the audience.
Right. Well, it's wonderful tips. We're going to put all 5 tips on how to become a better public speaker in the year 2008 on our website, news12.com, and a link to Matthew's website as well. Matthew Cossolotto, thanks so much for coming in.
Happy New Year.
A great public speaking coach. Happy New You to you too, Matthew. Happy New You. Good luck out there, and we'll be right back with more Daytime.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.